Namaste. Take a nice deep breath in to start off this session with. Always good to do that. I hope you can really keep doing that every day, every now and again, a lot, because it helps you to connect with your center. It connects with your source, and this is something super important to do. And also, what we're going to talk about now is some tips for breaking free of screen addiction or internet addiction, because I was told the other day that about 80% of people nowadays feel that they are on the screen more than they would actually want to. A lot of them actually feel kind of addicted to the screen, and this is really becoming a great problem nowadays. Because nowadays, the social life, the working life, the entertainment, the relaxing, everything is going through the box, through the screen. And for a lot of people, they get completely wired to that, right? So learn to disconnect every now and again. There is a lot of beautiful things to find on the internet and on the screen, lots of beautiful information in these sessions and lots of the courses that I teach also, and so much beautiful wisdom and knowledge out there. It's fantastic. And also the way how we can communicate with each other on far distances is great. But of course, there's also the other side to it, that people can get really addicted to the entertainment that there is. They get a lot of connections with other people, but they don't feel a deep, real life, one-on-one connection. They lose the connection with their true friends that are there really in daily life, because they're constantly on the screen, right? So this is becoming a great problem, and it stops people in their social interactions in real life. It stops people from sleeping well. It even creates a kind of physical and mental disease, because people, the only thing they sometimes do for hours a day or in the evening is just scrolling through the screen, and they can't sleep well and they can't live well, right? So there are some tips that I will give you now that will really help you to get off the screen a little bit more. And first important thing is get off the screen more. And it means basically that you find some things to do that really give you also that sense of fulfillment, that give you some good energy. Go out into the park, play football with some old friends, go for swims, do all that, and leave your phone at home. Go outside, even if it's just for an evening walk of 20 minutes, but sometimes just leave your phone at home. And this is something really important. Otherwise, you keep distracting yourself from the moment by looking at the screen. And it becomes really an addiction, because your brain gets wired to constantly receive new information. And it's this addiction to new impulses that your brain wants to receive. So whether you are maybe then going for a nice walk, but then you still want to constantly check your phone. Or maybe somebody sent a message. Wow, it feels good. Or you hear a ping, and it's been all scientifically proven that your brain starts to release this reward neurotransmitter called dopamine. And this is what we get addicted to then constantly feel the need to discover something new on our phone or internet, to keep checking. And this is what many apps and websites really focus on, to get people hooked on their application, like Facebook and Instagram, etc. So stay off the phone by leaving it at home for some time. This is really important. So get into the habit by going out of the house, leave the phone at home. Also set for yourself a time in which you feel like, okay, this is really my working time, and this is really time where I will maybe check some messages and watch maybe some news or something like that. But then, for example, in between 8 and 10 o'clock in the night or after 8, I will switch off my phone. I will switch off my phone. And also don't take your phone with you in the bedroom, don't charge it there, just leave it out of the bedroom. So the next morning, it's not the first thing that you do is grab your phone and look at it and then wake up, right? So this is really important. Some other advice is to delete apps of your phone that you that don't really serve you very much. Social media apps, these kind of things that you feel like you constantly want to check, just delete them. And if you want to go even further with it, put an app blocker or a website blocker on both your phone and your computer. Just block the websites that you feel that are not really getting you further. For some people, that's, for example, addiction to watching news sites or addiction to watching social media, right? And like I mentioned before, it's those neurotransmitters in the brain that are being released when you see something new, when you found something new. It's that system is what you want to start reprogramming, right? So with the news, you want to, it's like a soap series. First it was COVID, oh wow, you want to follow every day what is happening. Now it's a war here or there, or now it's something that the government did here. It's those addictions to stories that you want to keep putting your awareness on and getting the latest updates. So delete those things or block these things with website blockers or app blockers, right? To get them really off the screen. And it greatly helps. And for some of these app blockers or website blockers, you maybe have to pay like, I don't know, 10 euros a year or maybe even 10 euros a month. If you're serious about this, imagine how many hours you would save of lifetime or more productive work, right? So it's really worth it. So doing that. Another thing is put your phone on grayscale mode so that you take all the colors out. Because a lot of times our brain is just addicted also to the colors. You will see, if you put your phone on grayscale, so just black and white, all of a sudden Instagram is not so interesting anymore, really. Looking at the screen, it's not so interesting anymore because it lost all these colorful things that your brain wants to see and get all these sensations of, right? Because you just want nice sensations, and that happens through the screen. So learn to rewire your brain to get those fulfilling sensations from real life, looking at the beautiful colors of the nature and the trees and the buildings and everything around you, right? For a lot of people, they get fulfillment out of the screen, but it's actually not really fulfillment. It's like a drug, right? It gives you fulfillment for a little moment, but after you don't feel really fulfilled. You feel more empty and more hungry. So do things that really give you fulfillment. Like I mentioned, get outdoors, go with friends, do stuff, do something creative, do things that give you really fulfillment so that you don't feel an emptiness and you want to get your fulfillment out of the screen. So I hope this really helped you. If you got some more advices, put them in the chat or put them in the comments, and hopefully you can inspire each other also to really get off the screen a little bit more, because like I mentioned, for a lot of people it is really becoming a bigger and bigger problem in their social life, in their sleeping, in how much movement they get in a day. Because time flies when you watch a screen. Before you know it, there's hours past and you've just been watching the screen. You could have done so many beautiful things. So that would be a shame if years like that would go by of your life. Good, friends. So, just to summarize, make sure that you get outdoors a little bit more. Sometimes leave your phone at home. Create times of the day where you say, okay, now I'm going to switch off the internet. Now I'm going to not look at it anymore. Delete apps that you feel that don't serve you very much, that you spend a lot of time on, but it doesn't really give you fulfillment. Just delete them. Also use website blockers apps or app blocker apps on your phone and on your computer to block websites and apps that you feel don't serve you very much, right? And also leave the phone out of your bedroom. Charge it, let it charge somewhere outside so that you don't first thing in the morning wake up and watch your phone. This is also something very helpful. Also, put your phone on Grayscale Mode. It really makes it a lot less interesting to keep checking and looking at your phone. And lastly, really find fulfillment in real life. It's fulfillment that you are looking for. It's that sense of completeness that you're looking for if you keep checking the internet or your phone. So finding that in just doing things that you love doing in real life. So friends, I wish you all the best with that. And hopefully you will find ways to find fulfillment in life, not out of a screen like a drug, like a digital drug that you put into your mind, but the real life. It's much more interesting, friends, much more interesting to watch the beautiful nature, to get out there and to see real people in real life and talk with them, right? So I wish you all the best, lots of peace, lots of love, lots of wisdom. Namaste.